Being a two-time NBA champion and a two-time NBA Finals MVP guarantees you a spot in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and that is where Kawhi Leonard will end up once he retires. But if you ask the Clippers fans to describe Kawhi in one word, that word will probably be a bust.
It's garbage, man. Really? It's like having garbage in the house.
So how the hell did Kawhi turn from being the best player in the league at one point to a real bust? Well, before we go through everything that led to this point, make sure you subscribe to the Ball Fake channel and hit that like button. So, back in 2019, Kawhi was the hottest name on the free agency market after single-handedly leading the Toronto Raptors to the first championship in franchise history, and probably the most unexpected ending of an NBA season this century. The Clippers were coming out of their Lob City era, which was full of highlights but no NBA Finals appearance. The team needed a new superstar to try and take them deep in the playoffs. Being from LA, Kawhi was happy to come back home and signed a 3-year, $103 million deal with the Clippers. Being 27, Kawhi was in his prime at the time, a proven winner, killing it on both ends of the floor, and the Clippers again had a reason to be excited about their future. Kawhi had an offer from the Lakers to join forces with LeBron and absolutely dominate the league, but again, he decided to do things his own way and chose the Clippers instead.
He had the whole NBA stumped, including me, right? He had, I mean, you heard.
But everybody was wrong.
It was either all Lakers, he's there, all Toronto, he's there. Nobody was saying Clippers.
Looking back the year before, Kawhi didn't have a chance to choose his next destination. All he wanted was to get out of San Antonio by any means, and Greg Popovich traded him to Toronto, a place he didn't want to be.
The Spurs will send Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green to the Raptors for DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a 2019 first-round pick.
That was the ending of a total mess Kawhi put himself into with the Spurs. Years back, Popovich recognized his potential and traded George Hill to the Pacers on draft night to get Kawhi.
I'm Kawhi Leonard, and I'd just like to thank all the fans for, the congratulations and the support. And, I love that I got drafted by the San Antonio Spurs.
Kawhi was a humble young man and could not ask for a better team to start his NBA career. The Spurs had won 4 NBA championships in the previous 12 seasons. They had Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, and Kawhi was the young blood they needed to keep pace with the rest of the league. Kawhi was improving every season, and in his 3rd year in the league, the Spurs won another championship with Kawhi being named the NBA Finals MVP.
You are the 2014 Bill Russell MVP.
It was a sign that he was ready to take over the team from the veterans, and in the next 2 seasons, he won back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards, while averaging way over 20 points per game. But then, things got a weird twist. Kawhi had a couple of injuries, and his recovery lasted longer than expected. He got a green light from the doctors to return to action, but he wanted some more time, which did not sit well with Popovich and some of the Spurs players. Kawhi was offended by the treatment of the team, and he was done. He didn't want to put on the Spurs uniform ever again. Popovich realized it was time to say goodbye and traded Kawhi to Toronto. He didn't want to go there either, but as he was in the last year of his contract, Kawhi let everyone know that he would test the free agency the following summer. However, that season proved to be the best in his career. He led the Raptors to a 58-28 record while averaging 26.6 points per game. The real party came in the playoffs. In the second round of the Eastern Conference, Kawhi made the first last-second game winner in a Game 7 of a series in NBA history, and I still don't know how that one went in. After beating the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Raptors were ready for the ultimate challenge, the Golden State Warriors, a team that won 3 championships in the last 4 seasons. Toronto was a major underdog in that series, but after Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant went down with injuries, things turned in their direction, and the Raptors won the championship. Right there and then, Kawhi became the best player in the NBA, but as he said, he had no plans of staying in Toronto. That's where the Clippers come into the picture. Kawhi wanted to play at home, and after turning down the offer from the Lakers, he joined the Clippers. Another LA-born superstar, Paul George, was added to the team, and the Clippers again looked like a contender.
I have these notes, but I gotta say I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool, pretty damn cool. Woo!
The Clippers owner Steve Ballmer could not be more excited at the time, but only if he knew what was coming. Kawhi took over the leadership role, and the Clippers were on top of their game. In the 2020 NBA playoffs, they almost made it to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history, but somehow spilled a 3-1 lead in the second round to the Denver Nuggets. The following season, they did that, just to fail to the Phoenix Suns, but that wasn't the biggest loss in that playoffs. Kawhi tore the ACL during the conference semifinals, and was never the same player again. He missed the entire 2021-22 season, and the Clippers didn't even make it to the playoffs. He played 52 and 68 games in the next 2 seasons, but could not play 2 consecutive games in the playoffs, and the Clippers lost in the opening rounds both times. That's when the big question popped out. Kawhi had 3 years left on his contract with the Clippers that would earn him $150 million. But was he worthy of any of that?
There's been good days, there's been bad days, but I keep coming back.
Yes, there are some bad days too, but it's been a while since the Clippers fans have seen the best out of Kawhi. He is not getting any younger, and almost 3 months have gone before he made his season debut.
We got exciting news coming out of Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard looks to be returning to the court pretty soon.
The Clippers fans are fed up with hearing this, and given the contract situation, they may be stuck with Kawhi for a long time. He is definitely not the same player he used to be, and there are no signs that he can, or even he is willing to play consistently. His trade market value has significantly dropped, and the Clippers will not be able to find a trade partner even if they wanted to. So from their perspective, whether Kawhi is a bust is a completely legit question. Yes, we can reminisce and talk about how good Kawhi was, but the Clippers have nothing from that, except a huge bill to pay for a player they barely see on the court. Given the situation, no one but Kawhi himself can change the picture. The Clippers fans would like to see Kawhi back on the court, at least trying to make things happen for them. But as long as he is too cautious with his return and not pushing himself to the limit, he will be nothing but a bust in LA.